Hello everyone, welcome back to Cryptogains for another video. In this video, sit back for this one because I got a lot to talk about in relation to what's been going on with this market. Now it's going to be a little bit different because usually I show you like charts and stuff when I do videos like with this thumbnail in relation to our heat map and blah blah blah, the pi cycle. But I want to just talk about the cryptocurrency space and where we've been going and what we've been facing, because we have been facing this dump. It looks like we're slowly recovering, but yeah, I'm going to show you a few things that may shock you. If this sounds interesting to you, please drop that like, give me a subscribe if you're new watching, and I will dive into this. But before I do so, I need to let you know I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my own personal opinions on the market, so please always do your own research before investing any money. That being said, I showed you guys this a few days ago, and it was basically, was it a few days ago? Yeah, but on my birthday. It was basically an anonymous person, get my words out, who came onto a thread and posted about the dump happening before it was going to happen. As you can see, it was posted on the 18th of May, 2021. We had that dump on the 19th, so the day before. And, he spoke about there being a coordinated sell-off, to drop the prices below a certain threshold and to liquidate a certain, stakeholder. As it stands today, no one still knows who they were trying to liquidate, but there was some big financial institutions or whoever it was involved. And it's interesting because, for the longest time, we have wanted all these financial institutions, get my words out, I ain't kind of keeping it raw, fresh, and organic like Tesco's. We've wanted all these big institutions to get involved in the crypto space for a long time because it helps push up the price, because obviously the more money there is, the more money we can make and blah, 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 and prices go up. But we have to start paying attention to what's going to happen from a different perspective, because I believe that we got played. And I'm going to break it down and show you why. Look, I'll just quickly read on. He said, once liquidated, the plan is to then buy up all the reserves and essentially leave this person bankrupt. Now, it played out so similar to what this guy said. I have some more stuff that I want to show you that kind of relates to this information. But look, he also said, if you guys want to get rich, meaning us, go get yourself some coffee, sit back and watch the big dip. Again, this was on the 18th. So he knew it was going to drop to around 30k. Because he said once it happens, things are going to get green really fast. Meaning that the prices are going to be bought up and we're going to probably see an all-time high of around $70,000. Now, we're still waiting on that. I'm still watching the charts. We're still waiting on that. But if he's correct, it's going to jump up an extra $30,000 from where we are now. Now, I also found this. This is called the Wyckoff events and phases. They should have called it the wipe off, more like it. But, okay, what am I laughing for? That came out wrong. Oh well. What I'm trying to say is that this was designed by someone back in the 1800s to the 1900s called Richard Wyckoff. Like I said, they should have called it wipe off because they wiped us off. Back in the 1870s to 1934s, this guy created this pattern design, and I'll tell you what, it's mind-blowing when I'm going to show you, right? Now, I think this may have happened to him back then, 100 years ago, maybe a bit longer. And I think that, he faced a similar thing with the institutions. And he said that in this whole events that we're seeing here, it's a full planned event by these big institutions. And they had been planning this all along. We faced something similar to this. And shout out to Uncomplication, who's another YouTuber. He found this and, there's other people that did as well, but he got it to the T. He drew a chart that looked similar. This was our chart. Look at how spot on this chart is. You can't get any more close. Which makes me believe that, we had been facing this institutional plan for the longest time. Now, I don't know which institutions it was, but it was big money because they've been manipulating this market from way back when, and they've been designing this market the way they want it to be to make us feel certain ways through the time as things happen. And look down here, because this guy, he called this 3 weeks before it was going to happen, you best believe. And right down here was what we just faced, which is the massive drop down to 30k, just a bit lower. it shows here in his chart that it goes back up and then it comes back down. Now, we haven't experienced the second drop, but I just want to prepare you just in case it comes. Because as it stands, we're coming back up. So if he's saying we're going to come back down, again, not investment advice, just be prepared for it if it happens, okay? That's why I'm showing you this video. Now, I said I was going to sell if it went below 30K, 38,000. But you know what? After seeing this stuff, I ain't selling nothing. You best believe I'm going to sit tight and hold on for dear life. HODL. Because, what am I laughing for? If these big institutions can manipulate the market, and this, guys, you're looking at this chart from weeks and weeks and weeks, if not months. Not dailies, it's months. Because this probably goes back to like January 2021. Because if you look at the chart here, my chart, it looks very similar. Look, this is 2021 here, January. So maybe around here, this is where the whole thing started, right? And the whole chart, and then the dump off. It looks eerily similar. And I think that this happened right back in January. Now, look, I might be wrong. I don't know why they did this, but apparently they do this a lot, according to, Mr. Daniel here, right? Sorry, Mr. Richard. Just call him Daniel, What am I laughing for? What I'm saying is, he's experienced this in the past. He says it's a cycle and they keep doing it, and this is how they make the money. They make people panic sell, and then they buy up all the reserves and buy up everything, and then we just get stuck, like just at a loss if you sold. But I didn't sell anything, and if you was a patron of mine, you didn't sell anything. And patrons, you knew, because I showed you this as well. You get to see everything on my Patreon. If you guys don't want to miss stuff like this, you're welcome to become a Patreon. Because again, I try to keep people like up to date as much as I can whenever I sort of see the information. I have 7 tiers, take your pick, whichever one you want. Patrons, I got 60 messages. I'm going to get through that. Just, it's been crazy when I just woke up. But yeah, I'm going to hit you guys up in a second. But yeah, guys, 7 tiers. Go for the buy, sell, stake alerts if you want to, because that way you can see everything. You don't miss nothing. But yeah, going back onto this guy was very intelligent. Right back then, super intelligent. He would have loved the world today, man. It's a shame, because he would have loved the world today. But it's mad. And he probably would have saved us a long time. But yeah, this just looks eerily similar. And, if there is a drop, because, this is saying that it's going back up to like X amount. I mean, we're back up here now, 40,000 odd. So, we have yet to experience another drop. But just be prepared for it, because, it might happen. Again, I'm not selling. I'm going to sit back and wait now, because my theory is this, and it might not be true, right? But if these big if these big players have been manipulating this market from way back when, and they can do it to a T, then I must believe that they can manipulate it to go up as well. Now, you best believe this guy here, Wyckoff, he has other different charts. It's not just the one. He's got reverse ones as well that show prices going up. You best believe. Look at that. That's like the reverse version of the one we just saw, which is right down here somewhere. This was that disgusting one that we faced. I ain't cutting it. And, it talks about all the different things. PSV, so look. Okay, here we go. Preliminary supply, where large interests begin to unload shares in quantity after a pronounced up move. Volume expands and price spread widens, signaling did I get it right? That a change in the trend may be approaching. This bit here, the PSV, right? So down there, they've been planning this all along, guys. And I just want you to be prepared that there is big players in the game. We wanted these big players, but you best believe that they're playing their way, and we need to try and get on top of this and stay one step ahead and start looking out for these patterns. Now, if you want to look at this, all this here, I'm scrolling up, stock charts. School.stockcharts.com. Have a look through all the different types of charts. You might start to see more charts as times go on, different patterns and such. So, if you want to check this out, you can. But yeah, just pause this video and then you'll see it here, stockcharts.com. It's just interesting. I think we should be keeping an eye on it. Now, like I said, this happened back in January. Do you know what else happened back in January? This. The Wall Street's bet, GMN, so the Wall Street bets. They did this thing with the GME stock, which was like a short squeeze. And they played, us, the retailers, played the big guys and took some of the money, right? They did this thing called a short squeeze, which basically took millions from these big players. Now, I'm not saying it's linked or anything, but it's just interesting that this happened back in January 21. You know, I'm seeing lots of posts back in January 21, and then, you know, we faced this thing that sort of started January. You know, it's just interesting. So, you know, I'm not saying it happened, and I'm not saying it's coordinated or linked, but I just put two and two together and it just looks similar. You know, this happens, you know, big guys get pissed. Then they go, right, let's plan a coordinated attack or sell-off, should I say. It's not attack. A coordinated sell-off from January. I'm just saying, it just, you know, it's got to put it on your brain, put it on your mind. It just looks similar. So, yeah, I just thought I'd share this with you. As it stands today, let's have a look at the charts. I haven't really been diving too deep on these charts too much. You know, I'm starting to see this stochastic RSI twist over now, which means we could see a pump up. Like I said, we're above like 39,000, sitting here 39, almost 40,000. We're yet to see another drop off. If it happens, you know, we will see, but I haven't seen it yet. It's trying to break this 200 moving average. I just click it so you can see it's 200. This is the biggest resistance. This 200 is usually a big resistance. If it breaks it, we should remain above it. But if it doesn't, you know, we could come back down. So I'm waiting on that. But with the way this is looking, we could be sparking up for another move up. We'll just see. We'll have to just see what happens. But yeah, that's what I'm watching in relation to Bitcoin, because obviously, you know, whatever happens with Bitcoin, blah, 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 happens with the rest of the market, right? This was the chart I showed you before. Let me just zoom it out because it looks like a big squiggle right here. Let me zoom this right out so we can see. Like I said before on this chart, it looks like it's been playing out similar to what happened in 2013. In the last run, this one here looks like we're going to do a double topping, right? Because like I said, the blue was the last time we ever dipped below the pi cycle. And if you guys want to know all these things, you can check my other videos. It says all about them. You know, this was the top. So imagine this being $65,000, was it, or $60,000? You know, we've just had that disgusting drop. And funny enough, it wouldn't surprise me if we can see the Wyckoff in here as well. Let me just zoom in. Is there like a Wyckoff action in here? I don't know. Maybe that could shape up to be like a Wyckoff action. But if it is, look what played out afterwards. It came and it shot up, broke above this red line like I've been saying, and bang. There, like I said, it's a shame that we can't get the heat map this far back, because the heat map ends here. You can see the blue when it was a good time to buy. But, you know, keep an eye on it. I'm watching the heat map. When it goes red, that's a great time to be selling. Tells me it's the all-time high, and it really is the top of the market. I'm just paying attention. And, yeah, I'm going to leave it here. If this was helpful to you, please drop a like. Give me a subscribe if you're new watching. I can't find my phone. I thought I brought my phone in and I must have left it on the side. I do apologise, guys. Shout out to my patrons, though. You know, I'm going to try and keep on top of it, but this is what happens when I wake up. I shouldn't do morning videos because I'm not good in the mornings. I just get a bit tired, and I'm not joking to you. I wake up super early to do these things. But yeah, shout out to my patrons. Satoshi Nakamoto, you know who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And all the patrons in these tiers, I see you. Thank you so, so much. I do need to update my Patreon list, so maybe this gives me a chance to update the list, because you best believe there's a lot of muggles and wizards and witches and wizards that snuck through on platform 9 3/4 and is now sitting in Hogwarts just chilling with their magic wands and stuff. So you best believe I'm going to update you. And yeah, and then we can do a crazy, because the name call is crazy enough as it is already. We're just doing even more crazy name call. And yeah, you know, if you guys are new watching and you're in my Patreon, check out the prior posts. There's a lot of stuff that can help you on your crypto journey. Make sure you do that. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Cheers.